Hi guys, today I'm playing MotorStorm RC on my Vita. This is one of the games I got at launch for the system, and still it's one of my favourite games. I absolutely love this game. It's not like previous MotorStorm games, which are kind of more traditional racing games. This is a game where you are controlling like these little kind of remote controlled cars, and you need to compete in different events and beat them. Obviously, you kind of beat whatever the challenge is for that event, and then unlock more events and essentially complete all the events available. It's a really good game, really fun, really easy to kind of jump in and have a short gameplay go on. It's really good as well for competing with friends on PSN, and I'll talk about that in a little bit later. But this for me is kind of one of the perfect games when I bought my Vita. Perfect examples of kind of gaming on the go. It's really nice short levels where you can kind of jump in for a couple of minutes, have a go, or finish a match, and then kind of come back again later. Even when you lose, if you want to restart and jump into the game again, or retry the level, really kind of fast to jump in and out of levels. So let me just take you back to this screen, which is kind of the top screen of all the levels. So you can see there are four in the base game. There are four sort of main sets of levels, each based around the four MotorStorm games. So the three on the PS3, and then the Arctic Edge, which is on PSP. And then you can also download. There's two extra sets of tracks that you can download as well. And so each one of these four has 16 levels in it, and for the downloadable levels, you've got Pro-Am, which has 16, and Carnival, which has got 24 levels. So actually a lot of content in this game. And you've got four different race modes as well. So you've got traditional race, where you're competing with other cars to come first, obviously. You've got a time trial, so you want to complete it on the fastest time. You've got a what would you call this one? A level where you need to kind of overtake the most cars. So you start at the back of the pack of cars, and you need to try and overtake them all over the course of the race and come in first. And then you've also got another one called Drift Challenge, where you need to be drifting fast around corners and try and kind of rack up the most points from the drifts. So right now this is the one, the overtaking mode, which I can't remember the name of it, but another sort of, again, this is probably actually my most the mode I enjoy the most. Time trial is always a little bit of a tricky one because some of the times are very difficult to beat, but this one I always found really fun. So this game is actually kind of interesting. It's a really difficult game to platinum. It was originally a really difficult game to platinum. The times you needed to beat for some of the time trials, or the points you needed to score on the drift challenge, was actually really difficult. I struggled with it, for a long time, and I got to a point where I just sort of stopped playing because it was just too difficult. But they actually did a patch for it a few months after release because they kind of realized how difficult it is. And so it's actually much easier now to get the platinum if you want to get it. So I managed to get the platinum a couple of years ago when I came back to the game. So I'm actually this level, actually the overtake mode, you get the medals. You kind of come first, 1 medal or 2 medals or 3 medals, depending on how fast you manage to actually achieve it. And what you want to do is get all 3 medals, because that then helps you unlock more levels, for each of these tracks. But let me show you what one of the drift challenges look like. Load times are not too bad for this game. It may feel a little bit long on the video. It's probably about 10-15 seconds or so, but it doesn't feel too bad. So on drift challenge, like I said, you need to try and drift around the tracks and earn points. Drift around the corners, and try and earn points. And so for this particular track, you can see I need to get to 5,000. This game really is, you kind of learn the tracks as you're playing it. So I'm coming back to this game after a long time of not having played it. So it's, once you learn the tracks, you kind of you really do sort of memorize it, and you get a lot better at playing it. But I always found Drift Challenge to be the toughest of the lot to try and beat get the top score. Now let me go back to one of the other ones. So let's take a look at race, and I'll go to a different set of tracks. So what's quite cool on MotorStorm RC is it really uses a lot of social features. So when you have PSN friends who are also playing this game, you can see their scores, and so it'll always kind of tell you if you're better than them, or if they've done better than you. But then you can also see kind of ghosts of their characters in terms of how they've done. So you can see those sort of lines going. Those are ghosts of I think my previous performance, and also my PSN friends who've got the game, how they performed on the track as well. So right now I'm not doing great, as you can see, compared to those guys. Ooh, and I've completely messed up. So actually, it's really, so some of the trophies as well are tied to your PSN friends. So I think you need to beat them in a few courses or 5 races or something like that to help you then earn one of the trophies. But it was a really good way of kind of integrating social features, especially, like I said, for a launch game on the Vita. It was really cool to kind of try and compete with friends. And I remember going on like forums to identify people who had the Vita and who were playing the game, and so I would go on and made a few friends like that from just kind of using this game to try and compete with other people. If you do have the game, or if you end up buying the game, my PSN is Insightful, so INS1GHTFUL. And so if you add me as a friend, you'll be able to see my scores and try and compete with my records, which are not particularly good. So I'm sure, even though I've got the platinum, I'm sure you'll probably stand a good chance of using me as somebody to beat, so that you can get that trophy. But let's take a look at another couple of levels. So I did quite enjoy the Arctic Edge levels, actually. So let's go for one that's a little bit tougher. I ended up getting the platinum on the base game, but I didn't finish all the levels on the DLC. I bought them as soon as they came out, just because I love this game so much, but never actually managed to finish them. I always kind of prioritized finishing the main game, because that was where the platinum was. Ooh, that was silly. Don't know what happened there. And so yeah, so I never actually managed to finish all the DLC tracks, but that's fine. It's still kind of really fun even without it. There's so much content that you don't actually have to buy the DLC, but it does add a lot of extra levels if that's what you're interested in. So you can see here for time trial, every time you start the lap, then it the ghost appears again, and this one you really just kind of can play on and on and on. It's until you feel you've got a good time, and then you can stop the level. So you can see I'm definitely out of practice on this game. When I was writing my my first book about the Vita, that's when I came back to the game and platinumed it. I actually kind of originally wanted to just play it to try and get screenshots and just kind of remember how just remember the feel of the game. But I just kind of enjoyed it so much I ended up getting the platinum. And like I said, it did help a lot having that patch come out, so that you can it makes it a lot easier to actually get that platinum. So let's take a look at another level. Let's go to the Apocalypse levels and maybe take a look at a race. But you can sink so much time into the game. Like I said, it's so much fun. It's so addictive. It's so easy to just jump in, have a go, and then kind of put it down, play later. But it's just awesome. It really is one of my favorite games on the Vita. Just so much content, so much fun, so easy to play, and a really good level of challenge as well. Even though it has become easier to get the platinum, it doesn't make it easy. It's still challenging. You will still be, kind of really having to try and put effort into to get that platinum. It's not easy at all. What is cool is, like I said, the tracks are based on those 3 MotorStorm games, and so it is really kind of like taking sort of almost the features of those games and bringing it to sort of an RC style. So it does look like you're controlling a remote control car. You can see those sort of boxes in the level. There's bigger cars there. So this is kind of you controlling those little cars, and you can change the control setup as well. So I've got it on a more traditional sort of control setup, but you can use the analog sticks as the control. So I don't know if you guys are old enough, if you remember having a remote control car when you were younger. I remember I had one, and you had like kind of 2 analog sticks to control the car. It's kind of left and right and forward and backward. So if you want to, you can use the actual analog sticks to control your car in MotorStorm RC, or you can use kind of traditional sort of X button as accelerate and just the left analog stick for steering, which is the correct control method I've gone for. But guys, that is MotorStorm RC. Great game, really recommend it. And if you want to add me on PSN, you can use my my scores as hopefully a target for you to beat and then get that platinum trophy. But guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done so already and you enjoy beta videos, please feel free to subscribe. I really appreciate that. If you played MotorStorm RC, let me know what you thought of it in the comments. And everybody, thank you for watching.